Hi friends, today we are going to learn how to use slider and how to use text. So I just clicked on create new project. I'm selecting the single view application. Click next. I'm going to give the product name as slider and value. Maybe slider and label will be very good because we are going to learn how to use label and slider. Click next. So you are going to save the project. These are the most basic steps. So we go to main storyboard. So this can be the storyboard. So we are going to select slider. So I'm just dragging the slider on the panel. You can make it big by just taking the cursor here. You can see this arrow. You can drag it. So this is the basically the slider. On the right side you can see the value minimum maximum. So minimum is where the slider's lowest value, this value here, and the maximum value is this one. So I'm going to change the maximum value as 100, and the value basically represent the starting value, initial value. So I'm going to put it as 50. So you can see after putting this, the circle is in center. So we are going to add one more label. So I'm just adding one more label, just making it a bit bigger so that if we put any value, and with the label is the thing, you can use any text value. You can see this alignment, you can make the font bigger, you can change the color. For example, I choose this color this time. So you can choose any color. I'm making it centered, so it is centered now. So the next task is how both of these are linked. To link both of them, we again go like the previous task, go to assistant editor. I'm just closing the folder window so that we can be very clear. Can close this also. So you can see right now this is the label, this is a slider. So I'm going to grab, you can select a slider, press Ctrl, pick it and drag it on the view controller. So I'm just taking the main name as slider. So this will be our UI slider, and we are going to create a UI label. So I'm just creating, maybe I can put it as slider label, right? That's easy. So after doing this, so we need to, whenever we are going to move this slider, we need to change the label. So initial we set the slider as 50, so I'm going to put the label as 50. So you just select the label, you go there. I'm just making it as 50 so that it looks in sync. Fine. So I'm going to again select the slider, press Ctrl, select it and drag it here. This time, because I already created one IB outlet, this time I'm going to create action. So when you create the action, it will, we can name it as slider changed or slider moved. So I'm going to put slider. You can see the event is value change. So whenever the value is changed, this function will be called. So I just press connect. So we are here. So now the task is, this is label. Label is basically the string. Slider gives you value as the float. So we are going to change the float to string, or maybe the float to int. So to change that value, we can use, you want to use a temp variable, you can use a temp variable, or we can use like slider dot slider label. We are going to change dot text will be a property, to slider dot value, right? But it will be a float value. You can see the error, there is error, cannot assign the type of float to the type of string. So this side is string, this side is float. So you need to change, there is a mathematical function which is named as lroundf, which gives the integer value. So if we do this, you can see still the error cannot assign value of int to the type string, so you still need to change it to the string. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close it. I just change it to string by this function I'm doing right now is called typecasting. So it just typecasted the integer value here. So after this, if we are going to run, we're going to save this file. We're going to save our storyboard, which looks like this. So I want to select here as iPhone 6s, so I'm going to select here also iPhone 6s so that it looks same, because we haven't learned about anything about auto layout or the details. So I'm running in iPhone 6s. Just press this one to run the application. Now the Xcode is building the file, so it will merge all the modules. So it is running now simulator. Simulator will take some time because it's like it's restarting the things. So I just rerun. So I'm still waiting, it's working. So we might need to wait for some seconds to run it. So guys, you can see the video and you can put the comments. I'm planning to do some maybe 50 or 100 tutorials for the simple things for Swift. So this is now 50. So if I move this, you see the values are moving and the maximum value is 100 and minimum value is 0. Why 0? You remember why 0? Because you go to the main storyboard, select the slider, you see this value is 0. If I change it to 1 and save the project, stop the existing running task and rerun this again, so if I'm rerunning this simulator, you can see the maximum value is 100, the minimum value, if I'm moving it back, it's 1. So you can have a better idea how to move sliders and how to make the value changes to the label. Basically, label got property text which we modify so often so that we can see the values. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Thank you.